festive video for you. I'm really excited. I've got a really simple 3-ingredient truffle to make, and this is definitely a crowd pleaser. It can't go wrong. There's not actually any baking involved, just a little bit of melting chocolate. And these are something that look really impressive when they're done. You could even bag them up in like little cellophane bags and give them out as gifts. They look so nice. And then at the end of the recipe, I've just put together a little montage of like a decorate with me. You can see I've already got like my Christmas garland up. I've put in some clips of us decorating our tree and making our house all festive for the Christmas period. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, make sure to keep watching right to the very end, and let's go and get into the video. Right, so what you're going to need for this recipe is 2 packets of chocolate chip cookies. These are just the little ones. You can use any brand, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to use some soft cheese or like cream cheese Philadelphia, and you need 250 grams, so I've bought 2 of these, and you want to use the full fat if possible, not the lower fat, because it will just make it creamier and a nicer texture. And then I've got 300 grams of white chocolate and 300 grams of milk. Now this is to melt and put over the top of the truffles, so you may not use all of it, but I thought I'd rather have more left over than not, and I'll show you what to do with the leftover if we do have any. These are really cheap. I think in Lidl's these are 45p a bar, so really not very expensive at all. And then just some decorations of your choice. Because we are doing a festive video, I'm going for red and green sprinkles. I got these in Home Bargains, but obviously you can get in Tesco, Sainsbury's, places like that. So that's all you're going to need ingredients wise. And equipment wise, I'm going to be using my food processor. You don't have to have one of these. You could use a stick blender or just a good old wooden spoon. It's just going to take you a bit longer basically, but I'm going to use this because it's quicker. So if you have got one, I recommend it. You're also going to want some greaseproof paper and some space in your freezer to chill the cookie dough when it's mixed together. Right, so what I'm going to do first is just empty both my packets of cookies into my food processor. And we're just going to blitz those down into a crumb. As you can see with the food processor, it takes seconds, whereas doing that by hand would probably take you a little bit longer, but it can be done. So now I've blitzed them down into a rough crumb. It doesn't have to be completely sand-like. You still want a few little lumps and bumps of chocolate in there. So into here, I'm going to pop 250 grams of my cream cheese. So it's a whole one plus a quarter of the other one. Pop our lid back on. And blitz it together again. So you want everything to stick together nicely, because what we're going to do is roll these into balls, and then we're going to pop them in the freezer. So that's the next stage. So you want to get your greaseproof paper ready in a pan, one that you can put in your freezer, one that you've got space for. Then we're going to make our truffle balls. Right, so I've just got a tin. I've lined it with some greaseproof paper, and now comes the messy part. You can make these whatever size you want. I'm going to go for kind of Ferrero Rocher size, I would say, maybe. So you just take a small amount. You could use an ice cream scoop if you want them perfect, like everyone exactly the same. I'm not worrying about that. What we're going to do is just roll them into balls like that, and then we're going to pop them on our greaseproof paper. So you're just going to keep on going until you've used up all your mixture. Right, so as you can see, I've ended up with 22 reasonably the same size cookie dough balls. And what I'm going to do now is pop this tray into my freezer for 60 minutes, so an hour in the freezer. Right, so now we are going to melt our chocolate, and the best way to do this I've found is in the microwave. I know a lot of people say you shouldn't do it in the microwave or it doesn't work, but if you do it in short 30-second bursts, take it out and stir it every 30 seconds, and then at the end you want to make sure you leave a few pieces unmelted and just stir those through as they are and let them melt naturally. you'll get a really nice shine to your chocolate. I used to use this method when I made chocolate slabs for like teacher gifts and things way back when the boys were young. So it usually takes 1.5 to 2 minutes, so 3 or 4 rounds of 30 seconds. And it'll be done. And we're going to use all 3 bars because it really does melt down to hardly anything. So all we've got to do now is put this in the microwave for 30 seconds, give it a stir and keep going until there's just a few bits that aren't melted left. Right, in the last lot of 30 seconds there's just a few pieces that aren't quite melted, so that's when you take it out and you just keep stirring and stirring until they melt. Only take 10 or 15 seconds and then your chocolate is ready to go. Right, so I've got half of my cookie dough balls out of the freezer, and all we're going to do is get our chocolate. I've got a small like skewer and I'm just going to skewer one ball and coat it in the chocolate completely. And use a fork to help, and we're going to pull it out and just wipe off the excess, and we're going to pop it back in our tray. And what you want to do now is, whilst it's in your tray, is put your decoration on, because the chocolate is going to set really quickly. And that's it, we just do that to each one. Pop it in, roll it around, and then lift it out, let some of the excess drain, pop it back into your tray, and then we are going to pop some sprinkles on the top. Obviously you can decorate these with whatever you like, I just think they look lovely and festive with the red and green sprinkles. So I'm just going to keep going with the rest of my tray now. Scoop it out, cover it in, completely roll it, that's it, and then use the fork and skewer to try and lift it out. Right, so these are now going to get popped in the fridge for another 15 minutes. They will need to be stored in the fridge, and they can be frozen as well. You can freeze these for up to 3 months as long as you put them in an airtight container. But we actually have some chocolate left over. So what I've got is just an ice cube tray, like a silicone one. And I'm going to spoon some of the chocolate into each ice cube holder. And then you can just pop these out into some hot milk or on the top of a hot chocolate or something. If you had lolly sticks, you could pop lolly sticks in and make like hot chocolate stirrers. But we're just going to spoon our extra bits into here. Put a bit more? Yeah, you could put a bit more. So here they are out of the fridge. They've been in for about 15 minutes just to make sure the chocolate's gone completely hard. I absolutely love how they've turned out. They look really festive. They'll be lovely wrapped up in little cellophane bags as a gift, or just kept for yourself and eaten. Really, I'm sure you'll have no problem finding people to help you eat them. I know we won't. Something lovely to sit and do with the kids as well. It's really simple, everyone can get involved, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to cut one open and show you what they look like inside. And here's what they look like. In the middle you've got that lovely creamy taste, just like cookie dough, and the really nice crispy outside, and they are absolutely delicious. So here are little chocolate drops. We just poked a few candy cane decorations in the top, and what you can do is stir these into warm milk, just pop a couple in, and then you've got hot chocolate. Just a way to use up the leftover chocolates, or as Oscar said, you could just eat them.
Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, oh, oh, la 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 la. Making our Christmas memories.
So that is it for this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure to let me know if you try it, how it turns out. Tag me if you make them on Instagram, share it to your stories, and make sure you tag me. I love to see what you create. If you're not already subscribed, I'd love it if you'd go and do so. Leave me a thumbs up and I'll be back really soon with another video. Take care, guys.